Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshmyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagwan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagwan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation. Not just creation getting created. Even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created. And pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti has his 5 phase, Agora Murti has his 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has his 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has his 5 phase, Ishana Murti has his 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagwan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. As Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashivam, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state.
Now let's go to powerful cognition from Bhagavad Gita decoded. Bhagavan himself beautifully giving us powerful cognition from Bhagavad Gita.
31st verse. Yesterday I recited the verse. Today I'll expand on it. Nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava nacha shreyo anupashyami hatva svajanam ahave. Arjuna says, I foresee only evil omens, O Krishna. I do not see any good coming out of killing one's own kinsman in this battle. Please see the difference between Duryodhana's depression and Arjuna's depression. Taking the decision and afterwards unable to handle the decision you have taken in your life means the side effect and after effect of your decision are too much. Let me define very clearly to all of you. The energy which is able to handle all the side effect and after effect of the decision it makes is Paramatma. The energy which is not able to handle the side effects and after effects of the decision it makes is Jivatma. Whenever you feel you are not able to handle the side effects and after effects of the decisions you make, you are an individual self. When you are able to handle the side effects and after effects of the decisions you make, you are Paramatma. Understand? I have defined Jivatma and Paramatma in a simplest possible way. It is inability to take the responsibility for the side effects and after effects of your decision is suffering. Understand? The inability to take responsibility for the side effects and after effects of the decisions you make is suffering. Suffering makes Paramatma into Jivatma. Jivatma minus suffering is Paramatma. Paramatma plus suffering is Jivatma. So it is inability to take the decision and take the responsibility for the side effects and after effects of the decisions you made makes you as an individual self. Arjuna is depressed. Please understand, all the souls, individual souls, are depressed. You can't be anything other than being depressed till you achieve enlightenment. There are only two kinds of people on the planet Earth. One, enlightened. Second, depressed. That's all. There is no middle way. There is no in between. So Arjuna is also depressed. Duryodhana also depressed. But see the beautiful difference. In Duryodhana's depression, he feels inability, blames everybody. In Arjuna's depression, even in his depression, he doesn't have any doubt about his efficiency, and he does not blame anybody. He is only in need of little more clarity. Please understand, Duryodhana's depression is depression out of inertness and supported by ego. Arjuna's depression is a depression from restlessness, needs only clarity and intelligence. Arjuna's depression leads the individual soul towards the fulfillment. Duryodhana's depression leads the individual soul into more and more deeper and deeper bondages. That is why, even though both of them are depressed, each one of them are given different solutions, or each one of them go towards different solutions. There is no Duryodhana Vishada Yoga, no. There is only Arjuna Vishada Yoga. I tell you, if you are depressed, it is not sin. Don't worry. But analyze your depression. Is it out of inertness or restlessness? Is the depression asking only clarity and intelligence, or your very life? Arjuna's depression is only hungry for clarity, knowledge, truth. Duryodhana's depression is hungry for life. Duryodhana's depression swallowed Duryodhana's life itself. But Arjuna's depression asked only just little clarity and intelligence and understanding. If you just study The symptoms of Arjuna's depression: limbs giving way, mouth parched, skin burning, hair standing on end, the bow and arrow slipping from the hands, unable to stand. These are the descriptions, clear descriptions of the Arjuna's depression. If you see all the symptoms of Arjuna, medically if you analyze them, denial, fatigue and lack of energy, feeling isolated, these are some of the medical symptoms. But I'll give you the deeper study about depression. Basically, depression is conflict between your social conditioning and brain. Please understand. Your brain, because it happened from the nature, the body, it has its own rhythm, flow, life. But when your social conditioning opposes the flow of your nature beyond certain limit, the conflict which starts results in guilt and which leads to frustration and finally depression. Please understand. If the social conditioning and your brain flow has only a small conflicts, there won't be much problem. If both of them literally fight, wage war, encounter each other, then starts the depression.
That Bhagavan gave a very powerful cognition of Arjuna's and Duryodhana's depression. Now we'll go to Shakshi Pramana, Shastra Pramana.
Is taken from the Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.19. Shakti Sandhane Sharirotpatihi. Shakti Sandhane Sharirotpatihi.
Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.19. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, by aiming and fixing the self on Shakti, uniting in oneness with the supreme power, the embodiment of that which is cognized and willed, manifest at once in its length, breadth, depth, time, and space dimension. Bhagavan beautifully says how the depression that Duryodhana and Arjuna was going through. Duryodhana is making more and more bondage, more and more depression, which leads to more and more bondage through his frustration and confusion. Arjuna is making more and more liberation happening because his restlessness is only terms of the questions that he wants to get clarified. And he is moving towards more and more liberation. Bhagavan beautifully points out how the depression, when you take responsibility, when you're confident about yourself, you start not blaming anybody, but figuring it out for yourself and leading yourself to the higher reality. When you're not integrated to the higher reality, you fall into more depression, more confusion, and that confusion leads to more confusion. Getting caught in the vicious cycle is the worst thing, Bhagavan says. So beautiful that how the clouds cover the sun, but the clouds can never cover the sun because the clouds are seen because of the sun. Bhagavan beautifully says the dent in the moon is seen brighter because of the sun reflection on it. We know our problems because we are aware of it. Person who is not aware of it, who falls into more depression and more bondage because they are not aware. People who are aware, they get to know what the problem is, wake up from that problem, and bring solution by constant remembrance of higher reality. That is what Bhagavan says, small decisions make a huge difference. So here he says, so beautiful, that Arjuna choosing Krishna and Duryodhana choosing Drona. Arjuna made a small decision only, but it is giving him such a breakthrough. Each step from the space of completion and more seeking will lead, the intelligence will lead to more seeking and more higher reality. But once you decide not to listen, not to be integrated to who you are, falling into more and more confusion, you will never know unless something really breaks and you wake up to the reality. That is very hard, that Bhagavan tries to protect. But unfortunately, Duryodhana does not listen and suffers completely. So beautiful, Bhagavan is giving very powerful cognition. Making small decisions in life will give a breakthrough for you. So with that, let's go to the length. Here, Ayurveda was the first perceived by Lord Brahma, and he taught the science to Prajapatihi, Daksha, who originated from his thumb. This is from Astanga Hridayam, chapter 1, page 36, book page 4. It's so beautiful how the Ayurveda, the science of medicine, Brahma started and it followed and beautifully manifested as reality. Let's go to the Atma Pramana, the Leelas of the Avatar.
From that graha, a bit of stone from the core of the graha, that will be installed, and whoever wants, do whatever research you want. I am claiming this is from that graha. You do research. When you are proving, is up to your headache or stomach pain. So I am actually waiting for those moments. All these depth-related games. Come on. You can have some more stories, length-related games and fun. I welcome Swarupa Priya. You can lead through Nithyananda TV and Facebook. When people bring food, I do not enjoy the taste of the food. I enjoy the attitude and the love with which the food is brought. That is what makes me joyful. Otherwise, there is no pleasure. Same way when these kids jump dance, I do not enjoy their steps or the physical movements or their dimensions. The bliss they carry, the attitude they carry, the cognition they carry, Swamiji is seeing. I'm dancing for him. That cognition is what I enjoy. Understand the depth. Especially, I am very happy about this proper methods of documentation. See, I was actually always an R&D guy, like my gurus. Very wild, raw, uncut diamond, unpolished diamond, never bothered about documentation, never bothered about properly keeping it protected, preserved. Only very recently we even started collecting and organizing all the items I materialize. Before that, even that we never bothered. I'll just materialize and give it to devotee and they will take it, that's all. Forget about devotees now. Even early days, in Tiruvannamalai, when I started, I should have at least kept few items for future research purposes. Never had that kind of ideas. But now at least I am very happy. All these are getting documented, being properly presented by the people who are specialists in those fields, who have credibility in their fields, who have degree, who have doctorate. All of them are analyzing and all of them are working. I am very happy about it. We may also have to find more and more methodologies to document all this. I think that is the Sarvajñapita work, real Sarvajñapita work. The real Sarvajñapita work is, see, about power manifestation you don't have to bother, it is my job. It's not even, it's more easy for me than picking up a cup and sipping a coffee. To pick up a cup and sip coffee, I will think 20 times later on. But power manifestation, I will not even go for a second thought. Done, next. So that will not be a problem. That is too easy. That is as easy as I am breathing. But we will have to find a proper methods in documenting all this.
Bhagavan beautifully said how the length dimension, breadth dimension, and depth dimension, and how beautifully they are all the research and development people, doctors, scientists, all are giving their testimonial on the courtyard sessions. Here you can listen to one of the research scientists explaining how the Balasans manifested the different concepts.
What I saw was that I could take 6 digits multiplied by 8 digits divided by 2 and then add multiplication of 10 more digits, which is literally impossible to come up with the answer unless you take hours to do it mechanically. And she immediately got the answer perfectly accurate.
Now with all the Atma, Apta, Shakshi, and Shastra Pramana, let's go to the instruction for manifesting the power of length dimension revelation on different scientific concept and Pratyaksha.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies. What can be measured? Measuring the effects of being in enlightenment state. Vedic sciences have always maintained that consciousness is the very substance of space and time. His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Paramahamsa Nithyananda, has clearly defined the existence of 11 dimensions of consciousness. As per his elucidation, space can exist by itself. On the other hand, time can exist only in the presence of space, but can still exist without other dimensions, including the obvious ones, depth, length, and breadth. Source from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 2, Consciousness, page 83. In quantum terms, thought too is energy. Every cell of our body produces thoughts in the form of signals, which may be electrical, chemical, or otherwise. These can be measured in TPS, or thoughts per second. The normal TPS of the average human being can be hundreds of or thousands. Some thoughts are processed consciously, while others are processed unconsciously. A TPS of 0 is the state of Advaita, or enlightenment. Space is made up of strings of potential energy, which are in constant vibration, spanda, leading to the creation of virtual particles. This is the very basis of the Vedic truth of consciousness. In the Avatar Shastra, Swamiji mentions quantum physicist Amit Goswami's article about entanglement between two people. Quantum physicist of Indian origin, Amit Goswami, made two people meditate together. They were separated in two chambers, one person in each. When one person had a light stroked at his eye, it caused the firing of certain frequency in the brain. Remarkably, at the same moment, the other person's brain also fired, even though he never saw the light. This proves that the energies of people intuitively affect each other.
There are two kinds of movement in the world. One kind of movement is maximum speed limit with the speed of light. That's the kind of movement that is allowed in the domain that we call space and time. That's where matter moves, that's where things look diverse. But the other kind of domain is where the speed of communication is infinite. We call it non-local. That's the domain of potentiality. And if there is instant connection in that domain, then do you see it got to be one? If things are instantly interconnected, that interconnectedness is a oneness. That is the oneness that mystics and spiritual teachers talk about. That is the oneness. So simply by recognizing that objects are possibilities, we are looking at a oneness. And then it's just a question of language. Question of language. What should I call this oneness?
Setting up things for the power of length dimension, for using the mirror and reading, camera with a timestamp, mirror, jnananjan, pen and a paper. Take few minutes to set up the camera, download the timestamp app, click on the video, ensure the timestamp app is shown on the screen very clearly, make sure the camera is facing you and the spiritual products and the paper where you're writing down, and there is no gadgets or Bluetooth or anything around, and make sure the place is very well lit and very quiet to record these moments beautifully. Guidelines: start the camera on with the video recording, apply the jnananjan in third eye, bring the awareness to your third eye, randomly ask scientific concept which can be defined answers to compare, which has defined answers to compare, like keywords, key concept, and key definitions. Use the mirror for manifesting the power through third eye. Whatever mirror reveals, please make a note down and start comparing the notes with the results which is written. And if all are matching, it's perfect manifestation. If some are matching, it's excellent. You have started manifesting. Please go ahead and intensely manifest for you to experience the whole perfect manifestation. Verify these videos authentically and share the video with powerful cognition with others and listen to others' experience of manifestation. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually, our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shakti Pada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shakti Pada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me, why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes this external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful, avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up And you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone. Nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Verification process. Verify there's no video editing is done. On the Shakti Avishkarna manifestation video, verify the video is not stopped or restarted. The process of manifestation all videos to be time-stamped and have a wide-angle view. Do not tamper with the questions by showing the method or giving clues is prohibited. Do not prepare the questions or answers in front of them. If the answer is different metric system, please convert it accordingly before verifying. Do not use the electronic device or books during the manifestation. Give complex, difficult scientific questions and no simple questions for you to understand that it's a power manifestation. Authentically, the result should have seen by match exactly as seen by anyone common and not interpreted or misinterpreted. Such a beautiful thing. Now, thank you for manifesting these powers. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the power manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham